Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning for virtual community. This is our final virtual community for 2021. We will not have a call next week, so I wanted to let everyone know that. So Merry Christmas, in case I forget to tell you at the end of the call. So this morning, I'm excited to have Carla Young from Young at Art back again. She has a new studio. She's going to give us a little tour and give us some information about what she has going on. So Carla, go ahead.
Good morning. Thanks again for having me. The last time that we met, I was teaching art lessons in my house. I'm a public school teacher for Lancaster. I teach art full-time at General Sherman Junior High, and this is my 22nd year in, public school teaching. I think this is like my 15th maybe at General Sherman, but anyway, back when my kids were little, I was a stay-at-home mom by day, and I started doing some art lessons in the evenings. And once they got old enough to get into school and I went back to teaching full-time, I decided I needed my evenings free to be with my kids. And so I did away with the art lessons. But a few years ago, I had several people asking, hey, do you know anyone that gives private lessons? And it just seemed like all of a sudden there was interest, and I thought, well, I'll just maybe offer a small group class in my house and see if anybody wants to come. And then it started with one class on a Monday night, which grew to two on Monday nights. Then I decided to try a Thursday night, and then I ended up with it. It just kept going. So this past end of summer, as my numbers were starting to pick back up and interest picks back up in the fall, as it normally does, I just really started thinking maybe I should look into getting a place and cutting down on some of the traffic in my house and cars coming and going. And then my two kids, they work. So parents wait in the driveway, which is fine. Then I'll get a text like, hey, I can't get in the driveway, or hey, can you have somebody move so I can get out? Like there were just little things like that, like just trying to run a business out of your home. It just wasn't ideal. But I yet wasn't sure if I could take the leap and get an established location and then have to come up with, all of the financial part of it, the rent, the utilities, just everything when it comes to renting. So did a lot of looking around, did a lot of sleeping on it, praying about it. Had a realtor friend that was kind of helping keep her eye out for me. And then just kind of by coincidence, I found out about this location where I am now being available. It turns out that one of my Facebook friends, she and her husband own this location, and I had seen her mention it on Facebook to someone that was looking for a rental space. So I contacted her and I said, hey, I've kind of been thinking about a rental space. What exactly do you have? And here I am. So long story short, I opened the doors. I got the key the last weekend in September, and I started lessons right away in October. And then it's just kind of been a work in progress. I didn't have the luxury to shut down all my lessons and get it just the way I wanted it before I opened the doors. So the kids have been coming and going in classes as, I've been trying to paint and set it all up, and it's worked out. So in October, I started, getting the word out that I was teaching private lessons here. And I got a website, never had a website. My Facebook page has just kind of like tripled in the number of followers. Just because people started sharing it, and it's just been kind of a wild ride. In the beginning of November, I opened, this used to be the Leaps of Faith Dance Studio, and I'll kind of walk you around and show you, but in the back, there was the dance studio part, this huge space. And I had heard about this Splatter Studio idea and thought it kind of sounded fun. And then when I saw the location, I was like, oh my goodness, this would be perfect. So I kind of was like to the owner, I said, now don't have a heart attack, but I have an idea for this space, but I want to make sure it's okay with you. And he goes, well, as long as you don't get paint on the ceiling. That was his only thing. And so they've been real good to kind of just let me make this space my own, and turn it into what it is. So I now have, going into January, so in September in my house, I had about 30 or 32 students. That's kind of 30 to 32. So going into January, I have 107 students. I was just telling Rachel, I've sold over 100, almost 150 gift certificates for Christmas to the Splatter Studio. And we've been booked almost every time slot from the first weekend in November up until the end of the year. I'm blown away. You know, I'm obviously still teaching full time, and that's my you know, my gig. But and this was going to be a little extra side thing, which it's really exploded, and I'm loving it. I'm not complaining. It's just really taken off, and I'm just trying to kind of figure out how to juggle everything, and figure out when to, you know, give myself the time to sit down and answer messages, and then kind of put it away. And then because it's just constant, you know, and my daughter is 18, and she's helped me a lot. She's helped me paint. She's helped me decorate. She helps me run the Splatter Studio. I pay her for per party, and she helps, you know, keep the paint well, just all of it. And we'll be at dinner, and she'll be like, "Mom, put your phone away." I'll say, "Avery, I've got like 3 messages just in the last 30 minutes. And she'll go, "Mom, they can wait. You need to eat." So just trying to kind of find that balance. But I do love it. It's just so much fun being downtown, and the destination downtown Lancaster community. It's just been great. Everybody's been excited about me being here and very welcoming, and it's just a cool energy, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. So instead of draining me with everything, it's kind of re-energized me and kind of reignited my passion for teaching, because you just get these little kids. You know, I teach middle school, and not every middle schooler wants to come to art class. Most of them do, but you get some. And so these little kids just run in and will hug me, and they just, "Oh, is it time to go? Do we have to go? Can we just stay here all day?" It's just so sweet. So anyway, let me switch my camera around, and I'll try not to make you dizzy. And if you're familiar with the Leaps of Faith building, if you've ever had anybody here for dance, you'll recognize. So I'm going to start at the door, kind of blurry. But here's my door. So it's 110 Chestnut Street, West Chestnut. So right over there, that's the Chase Bank. Everybody's like, "Where are you located?" Right there's Chase Bank. Over there's like the Chase Bank ATM and the drive-through. And then if I look up this way, there's like the police station, the Wells right around the corner. Okay, so you come in, and this is the front space. And I've tried to make it a gallery space by putting kids' artwork on the walls. And as I get a chance, you know, every month or two, I'm hoping to kind of swap out the images. And then over here we have some more. So just different projects that they've done. And I had Astrographics in Lancaster make my little logo there. And then my daughter has been working on this drip painting. She's just about finished. A couple of places need a second coat, and then she needs to finish the side right there. But that kind of makes a fun little cool statement when you walk in. Then this little back corner, when this was Leaps of Faith, they had, you know, dance merchandise for sale back here. So I've just kind of turned this into a waiting area. Everybody loves my rug. That's just from Amazon. But this pillow is a print from a famous artist named Wassily Kandinsky. And I love this print of circles. And so I had each of the kids, this was the last month when I knew I was going to move in here and need some stuff for the walls, and I was still in my house. I had each of my students that wanted to make a circle, and then we put them all together. But this painting was the inspiration. And then when we moved in and got it all set up, I just happened to find that rug on Amazon, which was kind of crazy. So, and then you come back here. Behind this curtain, this used to be the dressing rooms for the dance studio. Let me see if I can. And then I've just had shelves put in and have supplies and canvases and things like that put back there. So, and then you walk in here, and this is the classroom. So this is where I have all the classes for the kids. And each class gets a little bin to kind of keep their work organized. And I've got supplies. The most commonly used supplies are out for the kids to use. Got how to draw books, And then, so this is that. And then all the kids have really liked that drip painting in the front. It's based off of the work of Jen Stark, a famous artist. So I had each of the students make their own drip. They could choose any colors that they wanted, or they could choose black and white. And then we cut them out, and then I arranged them there. And then I've got a splatter on each side. So that's that. There's a bathroom back there. There's a teeny tiny little sink. And I am trying, it's on my to-do list over Christmas break, to get some estimates. Well, I've had one estimate. It was kind of shocking. So I want to try to compare and see. But I want to I've got a utility sink. Somebody actually gave me a big utility sink. I want to put it here and tap it into the sink that's in the bathroom. Because when people are splattering, it can get kind of messy, and trying to clean up with one little sink has been a bit problematic. So I'm working on that. Then we come into this back space, and this is what I'm calling the Splatter Studio. So people come in and they get a canvas, and they place the canvas on a hook. Kids were in here and they like the Among Us characters. So I've got enough spaces for 12 people at a time to come back here and splatter. We shut the curtains and just kind of let people go at it. So I can pull this shut and let people go. Usually if it's just a handful of people though, you can leave it open, and they usually are on this back wall. And then there's a space over here for people that come along, parents or grandparents that want to watch can kind of hang out over here. I've had birthday parties. I had a dentist come with her, all of her office for like a Christmas party, and they did a little Christmas gift exchange. I've had people come and, book it for an extra hour and bring snacks and kind of make it more of a party. So it's just been wildly popular, which I was hoping, but I really had no clue. So we have hair caps. So when you come in, you put on a hair cap, and then we have glasses. Some people prefer glasses. Some people prefer the goggles, especially if you wear glasses. These go on over top of your glasses pretty well. We sanitize those between people. I've got ponchos, and I have shoe covers. So, and then down here, I've got kid-size glasses and kid-size ponchos. So, and then we've got the paint, all the different colors. And so depending on how large the group is, we'll wheel in one or possibly two, and then each color gets a brush. So you can just take the brush out and do your splattering, and then put the brush back in, so the colors don't get mixed up. So that's how we do that. And that's it. So I do all my paints, and then I'll go back into the classroom. So do you guys have any questions for me? That's it, the grand tour. The classes are now on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursday evenings, and Saturday mornings. They're for ages 7 to 11, and then 12 to 17. I did hire another art teacher who is doing my Tuesday night class. So I have one night off during the week. It's Carrie Rodenbaugh. She's an art teacher here in Lancaster, elementary art, and she's a friend of mine, and the kids love her, and she's doing an awesome job. She has 3 kids of her own, and so as soon as basketball season is over, she is considering taking on a second class. So she'll have 2 on Tuesday nights, so I can get to some of the people on my waiting list and give them some spots. And then, so all of the classes are in person. Saturday mornings, I do have an online class. So I have an in-person class and an online class. We meet over Zoom, and it's fun. I've got kids that are in other states, and it's just neat. I started the online class a couple years ago, and I have one young lady that's been with me every Saturday morning for the whole time. So it's fun. I used to teach with her grandmother. So her grandmother pays and sends her any supplies she needs, and pays me for the art class. And it's just an ongoing gift to her granddaughter. So it's kind of cool. that connection. So
I have one question in the chat. Where can you look at classes and or book them? Is that on your website?
it's youngatart.studio is a list of, it kind of just is an overview of pictures and what's available and the prices. As far as actual classes, there's a way that you can contact me through the website, or you can always just text me and get on a waiting list. So, because right now all of my classes are full.
It's a good problem to have, right?
It is. The way I've always done it, I don't know, I've toyed with the idea of changing it up now that I'm in the studio, but the way that I've always done it is, kind of like piano lessons. Like there's not sessions, you pay for a month.
Mhm.
And once you have that spot, it's yours for as long as you want to keep coming. So I'll have some kids that have been coming, since I started these in my house 3 years ago. And then you have some that'll come for a month or two just to try something out, or they'll come between, sports seasons, or just when they have some downtime, or, so what I do is the end of each month, I'll text, like just yesterday, I sat down and I texted all 107 people the January calendar and said, your child has a spot now and it will continue into January. Here's the January calendar and the cost for January. So, if you don't wish to continue for some reason, please let me know and I'll pull someone into that spot from the waiting list. But if not, Merry Christmas and I'll see you next month. And I've only had, out of all those texts, I had 2 people respond that for some reason or another, they needed to take a break, or whatever. So, and then if I do get somebody that decides not to continue, then I pull from the waiting list. So it's hard for me to say when, Carrie is hoping to start another class in March. And I'm adding on another class to my schedule in January. And I pulled from the waiting list and it was full with 10 people, within an hour. So I'm blown away. I'm humbled and I'm blown away. And I don't want to take the credit because it's art, it's the power of art, and it's something that community needs. And it's a way to connect with people. And I think now more than ever, there's just so much division and strife. And it's just a cool way to, for kids to come and a safe place for them to share their voice and share their ideas with other kids. And it's just a safe place. And I don't allow it to be not a safe place. And being a kind human is my number one rule when they walk in the door. Everything else, if you're kind, you're going to be respectful to supplies. You're going to be safe. You're going to be, so it's art. I'm just kind of the tool that helped this come together, but it's really not me. And it's just humbling. And I'm a Christian. I pulled in front of the studio many times over 2 weeks and just sat and prayed in front of the building. Kind of like, if I build it, will they come? Yeah, they've come and I'm thankful. And it's yeah.
You have to give yourself some of the credit because not everybody could pull this off. So I just want to say that you don't have to give it to yourself, but I'll give it to you because it's a huge undertaking and you've done it in a very small amount of time and you do it so well. Like everybody wants to come. I mean, it's amazing. So give yourself a little bit for sure.
Well, thanks. Well, at first, when I just had all this interest, I was like, the real test is going to be, will they stay?
Yeah.
They've told their friends. So,
well, the good news is those kids grow up and then they have kids and then they continue and it'll be forever. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
And back when Bryce and Avery, my own 2 kids, were little and I taught some lessons, I had Dawn McCoy. She's a counselor, I believe, in this area. You may know her. I had both her children come for art lessons. And so now I've got a granddaughter. So yeah,
there you go.
It is kind of neat.
Well, and I remember when your space was on Main Street,
Yes. That's
very
what- that's
little space. So you've
teeny
come a
little
long, I mean,
space.
you've come a long way. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that when my kids, because I first started my teaching career in art, elementary art in Gahanna. And then I got married and had Bryce, and I decided to try to be a stay-at-home mom and just do the art lesson thing. And I did rent a space in on Main Street. It used to be the dog patch. And now it's owned by the people that own the house next door. And then on the other side, I think is Mills Realty, maybe.
Yeah.
That's that little tiny place. So I rented that for $150 a month and had art lessons there for a while. But yeah, then as my kids grew up and got into school, I'm like, wow, I'm going to be home all day. And then they're at school, and then they're going to come home in the evenings, and I'm going to be teaching lessons. So I decided to try to get back into the public schools and kind of be on the same schedule with them. But now they're 18 and 20. And so here I am, and they're helping me. So it's good.
It's sad that they're 18 and 20.
It is sad. Yeah,
Dylan
my
will be
daughter.
18 tomorrow, and I'm very sad about it, but it'll be okay.
Well, Bryce turns 20 on January 6th. So I say he's 20, I think I'm mentally preparing myself.
Right.
Avery, he's still trying to figure things out. He's still working at Meyer and starting to look into firefighting through Hawking College. So
Cool.
we'll see how that goes. And then Avery, my daughter, was just accepted at Bowling Green. So we're trying to figure that out. She wants to major in film. So yeah. So this has kind of been a nice distraction too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Does anybody else have any questions for Carla? I don't want to keep rambling because we could keep talking. I don't have any other questions in my chat.
I have a question.
There you go.
So how young can they use the Splatter Studio?
Oh, I've had two-year-olds. Yeah,
Okay.
of course they need a little. Yeah, they need a little adult help, but yeah, I've had young ones come and.
Do you do like any kids' birthday parties? Like my daughter's going to be 5, and I'm thinking a bunch of little 5-year-old.
I've done the youngest birthday party I think we've had so far is age 9, but hey, we could probably do age 5. I mean, you saw that space back there. It's kind of, somebody asked me, they're like, how do you clean that up? I'm like, you don't. You just let them go. And yeah, that would be fine. You could have a bunch of 5-year-olds running around in their ponchos and goggles, and that would be cute.
And paintbrushes.
So I had a couple Girl Scout troops come. So yeah, I had a church youth group. I had a church youth group come, and there were 20 kids. So we split them into group 10 and 10. So 10 went while the others had snacks and played games, and then they switched. So I'll try to accommodate whatever people want.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that information.
Anybody
I don't
else?
have a question. I don't have a question. I just wanted to congratulate you, Carla, and your success. I know that you're very well known in our community, and I just really appreciate the opportunities that you have. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
She's our own little celebrity. Lancaster celebrity. Okay. That's true. I really believe that. Everybody knows Carla.
Oh, stop.
Okay. I don't see any more in the chat. So I guess that's a wrap. Thank you so much for being on. We appreciate you coming back again. I was excited to have you again just to show all the new upcoming things and the things that you're working on, because it seems like constantly there's something new. So I appreciate that you coming back on again.
Thanks. And I didn't even say I do have some canvas painting parties too. I still am trying to do that on Sunday afternoons or whenever we can squeeze in a time. I've had groups come in and paint, bring in a group for the holidays or whatever and do a canvas painting.
Is that on your website as well?
It is.
Okay,
it is.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I just had one on Sunday. So.
Do you provide adult lessons too, Carla, or just children?
I used to. Right now, I just don't have the time. As a teacher though, and I'm off in the summer, I'm planning on offering some opportunities for adults. And I've had a lot of people ask about opportunities for preschoolers, maybe like some mommy and me sessions or something like that. So I'm toying around with some different things I might offer in the summer. Typically my lessons, just from doing this in the past, the numbers of kids coming, weekly for lessons drops off because, it's nice out. People want to be outside. You're competing with spring and summer activities and sports and vacations. So, to offset that and to kind of keep some activity in here, I definitely want to offer some new things in the summer. So I've got a Facebook page and I post opportunities there. So just stay tuned.
That all sounds great.